Height matters, and small SUVs like this new Mazda CX-3 are proof. It's based on the 2 Super Mini, but features jacked up suspension so it stands taller on the road.
The effect is the same as increasing your height by a few important extra inches when filling out your profile on a dating website. It increases the desirability. However, here with the car, there's another benefit. The extra height makes it easier to get in and out of the back of. Also, because you've got a taller body, you have more headroom than you do in the Mazda 2 hatchback. And even in the middle seat, it might be raised up, but still, there's just about enough headroom as well. Knee room is decent enough. And also here in the CX-3, you have some rear door bins, which you don't in the Mazda 2. I don't know why that is, just is.
Really though, small SUVs are more about style than substance, and the Mazda CX-3 certainly delivers in the looks department. It manages to stand out, even stood next to a jet plane.
Probably also has more gadgets too. As standard, the CX-3 comes with stuff like cruise control, air conditioning, DAB digital radio. You've also got an infotainment system which you can control using this swivel wheel, but if you're stationary you can also control it using the touchscreen. There we go. Now that's a setup that BMW has only just introduced on its brand new 7 Series luxury limousine, and the CX-3 is a whole lot cheaper. Now I suggest you step up to the SEL nav model. Now it costs an extra £2 but it's well worth that premium because it upgrades the air conditioning to climate control. You also, as the name suggests, you get, there we go, just get it up there, navigation, heated seats, you get rear parking sensors. In fact, that car has pretty much all the kit you need.
There's also extra safety kit like lane departure warning and autonomous city braking. And this brings us on to the fact that you have a superior vantage point in a small SUV like this CX-3 than you do in a normal Super Mini.
Okay, now don't laugh, I know I look a little bit stupid, but we're trying out a new feature called the Carbuyer head cam test, and the idea is that it lets you see exactly what I can see. So if I look around here in the CX-3, you'll see that generally visibility is pretty good. The raised driving position lets you see out, and there aren't any significant blind spots. Like if I look over my shoulder there, you will see that, yeah, there's a little rear quarter light, so you don't have that annoying blind spot when you're trying to pull out at junctions. That's enough of that now.
You can get the CX-3 with only 2 engines, a 2-litre petrol and this 1.5 litre diesel. Mazda says it can do 70.6 miles per gallon, but what does it do in reality?
If I just check on the trip computer, 47.4 miles per gallon. So yeah, not quite what Mazda says, but to be fair, that's actually quite good for real world driving, and I have been driving this car quite hard on the track a little bit. And the thing is, this engine, this 1.5 litre diesel, it really punches above its weight. It's got loads of in-gear shove. In fact, you don't need to change gear that much, which in some ways is a shame because the gearbox is really nice to use. And in fact, all the controls, as well as the gearbox, the steering, the brakes, they all have that positive feel to them that you get on Mazda cars. They just feel a little bit sporty. And so does the handling. You know, this car goes around corners very well, but the suspension isn't so stiff that it's to the detriment of comfort. I mean, overall, Mazda, yeah, got the balance between comfort and handling just right for this car.
So this is a very good car, but it comes at a price because the Mazda CX-3 costs a bit more than the equivalent Nissan Juke. Yet bizarrely, it won't hold its value so well come resale.
Okay, so the Mazda CX-3 does have a larger boot than the 2 Super Mini on which it's based, but the volume actually lags behind that of its rivals. For instance, the Renault Captur is absolutely massive, and on that car you can slide the rear seats forwards and backwards to make the boot bigger or smaller. Yes, when you fold down the seats here, you do have a flat low bay, and that's because you've got this raised up floor, but you can't really store much under there. I mean, look at that. Maybe you could hide your credit cards. And anyway, look at this. You do still have a bit of a boot lip there. You don't have that on a Peugeot 2008. It's completely flat, the low bay. And also, unlike the 2008, there doesn't seem to be any kind of clever tethering hooks to tie things down with.
The interior lacks the panache of the Peugeot as well. Yes, it all looks very sporty, and the top specification sport model gets a faux leather bit of trim on the dash, but overall it's all a bit like Darth Vader's dressing room, dark and plasticky.
Still, overall, the Mazda CX-3 is one of the best small SUVs you can buy. It should definitely be on your shortlist. However, you should also check out our reviews of the Nissan Juke by clicking here, the Renault Captur by clicking here. If you click here, you can watch our very latest video review, and please click on our logo to subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on mobile, click the links below the video, as they do exactly the same thing. Yep, I'm going to be in the next Star Wars movie as Yoda's lover.